Hey everyone, my name is Ken Nakajima. I'm the InterVarsity staff at Case Western Reserve University. So as a student at the University of Pittsburgh, one of my favorite things to do was evangelism. Now some of you might be thinking, how could you even enjoy something like evangelism? And if you knew me as a student, you'd ask the same thing because I never grew up in a Christian household, never went to church or cracked open a Bible before college, really. And number two, I was pretty shy and quiet as a person. I was never really the one to speak my mind about things. So how does someone like me end up enjoying something like evangelism and then come on InterVarsity staff? Well, what happened was I became a Christian through InterVarsity at the University of Pittsburgh in my sophomore year. Jason and Andrea Huang, my InterVarsity staff, they actually made it a point to share the gospel with every new student that they met, including myself. Now, I didn't really understand the significance or the fullness of what they were talking about in the gospel until probably a couple months down the road. But when that moment happened, Jesus just completely changed my life. I was able to forgive people that I was never able to forgive before. I experienced the joy and peace that I never had. And I found a newfound purpose in my life. And on top of that, I saw many of my non-Christian peers follow Jesus as well. And so looking back at that experience, I was able to connect the dots to the moment when I first said yes to Jesus, all the way back to when Jason and Andrea shared the gospel with me. So when they offered evangelism training and training on how to have spiritual conversations, I said, yeah, sign me up. Because this process changed my life and I want to see others meeting Jesus too. And so each week we made it a point to have spiritual conversations. I remember there's one week when my girlfriend and now wife, we went out to the lawn where people just studied and sunbathed, and we just started spiritual conversations. Some of those conversations were very productive. They shared a lot and they even came to some of our events. Others, they just didn't want to talk. But at the end of the day, we were able to hear so many people's hearts and we were able to share the gospel in response to that. And that process solidified our own understanding of the gospel. And so this process of hearing about Jesus for the first time to really experiencing him and the good news, and seeing others experience Jesus as well, and sharing that with others was just really an impactful process for me that I wanted to continue experiencing after college. And that's really what convinced me to join InterVarsity staff. And as staff now at Case Western Reserve, I'm able to see hundreds of students encounter Jesus and experience him. And not only that, I'm able to teach them how to communicate that to others and let them know that Jesus is good news for them as well.